Hello everyone and welcome to the final video of the Kingdom of Chess FIDE rated tournament which was held in Udaipur. हम वापस आ चुके हैं दिल्ली and we are in the comfort zone of our homes and we are going to record the final round which is round number 9 of the tournament. And yeah, let's just jump into the games. Just giving you a brief context. Nemang before going into the round was on 4 out of 8 and I was on 5 out of 8. There were still some tournament chance hopes for me if I win the round, but I have to win it. And yeah, with those thoughts in mind, we went into the game. And let's just first look at Neman's game. And yeah, he started with e4. On to you, Neman.
Yeah, I had white the last game. I mean, मेरे last game का opponent 1408 rated था, which is not like seem scary, and I was already out of the running, तो मुझे कुछ nervousness वगैरह ज़्यादा कुछ था नहीं. बहुत chill था. I played e4, and my opponent played c5, going into Sicily. जल्दी से game मोरा में ट्रांजिशन हो एंड एक काफ़ी फेमिलियर सी स्ट्रक्चर आ गया जो मेरे पास मोरा में आता है. एक स्वेशनिकॉव टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर आ गया. ओपोनेंट ने e6 d6 दोनों खेल गया एंड इन दिस पोजीशन आई हैव एन आइडिया ऑफ प्लेइंग e5. नाउ ओपोनेंट वेंट बिशप e7 एंड आफ्टर प्लेड रूक d1 ओपोनेंट ने काफिल ही कर लिया यहाँ पे. अब इस पोजीशन में ऑल्दो मैंने तो वो चलिए वो थी बिशप f4, बट मैंने बहुत देर तक ये मूव कैलकुलेट करी थी विच इज़ e5. e5 बहुत ही थीमेटिक मूव है स्मिथ मोरा में, एंड आइडिया बीइंग कि लाइक वाइट बहुत ही ज़्यादा प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करता है इस इन दिस काइंड ऑफ पोजीशन बिकॉज देयर इज अ stupid pin on d5 and this knight is coming here, this bishop is coming here. Sample line can go like you just take. अगर वो bishop से मारता है तो आप नाइट से अटैक कर दो. अगर वो क्वीन मूव करता है तो आप बिशप से ये अटैक कर दो. पिन रोकता है तो आप यहाँ आ जाओ एंड उसके बाद आप नाइट ला रहे हो, आप रुक ला रहे हो. बहुत ही ज़्यादा प्रेशर है ब्लैक. इट्स नॉट ईजी टू गेट आउट ऑफ दिस पोजीशन. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर ब्लैक पुश बैक करता है आपके पीस को तो यू कैन आई थिंक वेरी इजीली
Just take the bishop. No?
You can take
and play bishop c5.
Yeah, you can play bishop c5. And after this, you can also again take again and take the other.
Oh.
It's just to show you guys like a little bit of calculation. This is just preliminary calculation. आप ऐसे खेल सकते हो इस पोजीशन को.
Rook takes.
ऐसे and ऐसे and attack बहुत ज़बरदस्त है.
I mean ये रुक पिटी गया या ये रुक पिटी गया डिफेंड कैसे?
हाँ. तो दिस वन वे. बाकी आप आई थिंक वापस ले जाके भी काफ़ी पूरा प्रेशर बना सकते हो. बट ठीक है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स अगर वो इस पोजीशन नाइट से मारता है तो आप बिशप से अटैक करके सिंपली पीस जीत सकते.
या
ठीक है. e5 वाज द मूव टू गो, बट आई प्लेड बिशप f4 क्योंकि मुझे काफ़ी लाइन्स वहाँ पे नजर नहीं आई एंड आई स्टिल हैव द थ्रेट ऑफ पुशिंग e5. ओपोनेंट अभी भी ब्लॉक नहीं कर सकता बिकॉज आई कैन सिंपली टेक्स एंड दिस विल विन. सो opponent played queen to c7 and my knight jumped into d5 the tempo. यहाँ पे मैं बहुत खुश था. ठीक है, बढ़िया, ज़्यादा तो मिल ही गया जो भी हो. ओपनिंग सफल हो गई, अच्छी पोजीशन है, अटैक है. पर यहाँ पे ये चल दिया मैंने e5. अब e5 से चलने से दिक्कत ये हो गई कि ये स्क्वायर दे दिया मैंने नाइट को. मैंने सोचा ये स्क्वायर मिल नहीं रहा e5 से क्योंकि नाइट आएगा तो सिंपली मार दूँगा. The best move in this position was to play rook c1 or something and simply develop करके खेलो. But e5 चलने से मेरे ओपोनेंट ने आई थिंक काफ़ी अच्छा मैन्यूवर किया. उसने नाइट चल गया एंड इन दिस पोजीशन मार के उसने पॉन सैक दे दिया और मैं डायरेक्टली नहीं लिया बिकॉज फिर उसके बिशप को एक्टिविटी मिली. तो मैंने पॉन लेना ही था तो पहले बिशप मारा, उसके बाद पॉन सैक एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. ओपोनेंट प्लेड नाइट टू b4. यहाँ पे दिस इज ऑल्सो अ मूव. आई कैन गो फॉरवर्ड अटैकिंग राइट, बट ये थोड़ा सा स्केरी लग रहा है ये पोजीशन. तो मैं वापस ले आया थोड़ा सा डर गया. जिसकी नाइट को वापस पुश बैक किया, रुक यहाँ पे ले आया एंड ओपोनेंट बहुत पैसे खेल रहा है. f6 देख के लग रहा था ये कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा, क्या कर रहा है. मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था कुछ f6 या कुछ तो खतरनाक खेलेगा, बट यहाँ पे फिर मैंने कहा ठीक है, ये इतना पैसे दे रहा तो आई शुड पुश। एंड यहाँ पे आई पुश माई एफ पॉन एंड ई पॉन, सॉरी। एंड यहाँ पे टेक्स के बाद आई हैव दिस चेक, opponent's king went to g6, I gave this check, king went there, this check, and this is all a very good series of moves, but यहाँ पे I had to find rook to d6.
Right.
Either being कि अगर वो queen कहीं पे भी ला दे, I am
Rook f6.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I sacrificed the rook
Rook, yes.
because the knight survived me get back in this position, and I am infiltrated. ठीक है, नहीं दिखा ये भी। काफ़ी सोच रहा था, काफ़ी टाइम ले रहा था। आई वाज नॉट इन द टॉप फॉर्म, मे बी बिकॉज आई वाज ऑलरेडी आउट ऑफ द रनिंग इन द टूर्नामेंट, आई डोंट नो, बट ठीक है। ओपोनेंट ने क्वीन को पुश बैक किया, आई वेंट हियर, ओपोनेंट ने बिशप को थ्रेटन किया, एंड इन दिस पोजीशन आई प्लेड बिशप बैक। ये भी खेल सकता था, ये बाद में देखा मैंने, ये इस तरीके से।
Oh wow.
बट या बहुत टैक्टिकल पोजीशन थी, मज़ेदार थी। यहाँ पे मैंने या ओपोनेंट मूव इज क्वीन है, एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स वो किंग को सेफ्टी पे ले गया, तो उसने नाइट को प्रोटेक्शन छोड़ दिया। आई इमीडिएटली अटैक दिस नाइट बिकॉज मेरी पोजीशन काफ़ी क्रैम्प थी। आई हैड टू ट्रेड दिस माइनर पीसेस, एंड आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी आफ्टर ट्रेडिंग। नाउ आई हैव सम थ्रेट्स in the position. Opponent played queen here. Of course, जब उसमें queen चली तब मैंने realize किया कि this is not a threat because my opponent can I guess do what? Huh?
Rook e1?
Yeah. He can just take, and after I take then he can do.
Oh.
Yeah. तो पहले मैंने लुफ्ट क्रिएट किया, and my opponent crumbled here in this position for some reason. He took. I think उसको इतना दिख रहा था कि मारेगा और ये चेक दूंगा, मैं ऊपर जाऊंगा, वो ये चेक दे देगा, और यहाँ पे मैं मारूंगा और वो मार के उधर रुक मार। बट दिस इज जस्ट हाइपोथेसिस ऑन माय पार्ट। पता नहीं उसने क्या सोचा, थोड़ा डेस्परेट हो कि पॉन डाउन है तो कुछ अटैक करके कुछ करेगा, बट यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं था। ही वाज ओनली सीइंग घोस्ट्स, and the video पे उसने अपने ये pawn मार लिया। In this position of course it's forced checkmate, and forced checkmate from here, right? Actually यहाँ पे वो survive कर सकता है जाके, but he'll have to give up his queen after a series of moves like this and I don't know ऐसा कुछ। actually ये defended है, never mind that, but कुछ ना कुछ हो जाता। तो या ओपोनेंट इधर गया, ये चेक दी, एंड ये
Nice. Well, that was a good way to end the tournament with the Smith-Mora. Now let's come to this game. So this is round number 9, which I played. My opponent was a 1690 rated player. He was not in form. He lost to like I think 1500 or something in the tournament before. But still he was a good player, should not be underestimated, and I was in a must-win situation. If I won the game, I would definitely win some good prize. So I don't know what I was feeling. I wasn't nervous as such, but I was definitely conscious about playing good and winning this tournament. So I did play c4, he played c5, and I was actually a bit happy that I was not going into the e6 variations of the English, which was very dead. c5 was something which is okay. So the opening was normal. I played g3, bishop g2, he went d5, which is the best move in the position. He took with the knight, and I played knight c3, just simply pressuring this central knight. And if he takes, obviously I'm happy to take with the b pawn and going d4. He went e6 and I castled. He went bishop e7, and here I was already feeling that he might have misplayed this opening slightly because I got d4. He took, I took, and I was at this position I was really happy because my bishop is active, my knight is active, putting pressure on c6 pawn, the d5 pawn. I can, in the next move itself, I can threaten to take and isolate his e pawn and put pressure and play for that. So already I was having queen b3 ideas of the bishop moves. All my pieces were flowing naturally, and of course he took, And I was happy with this, even though my pawns are kind of isolated here, but I was happy because there's humongous pressure on the c6 knight, and I have ideas of queen a4, bringing the rook, bishop f4. So even though my pawn is isolated, I didn't mind it at all. I like this position, and this at this moment I felt like this was the time to strike and I should play something. And after queen c7 I really thought that okay, this should not be the move, because queen c7 I already have threats of knight b4, and I also calculated the simple move which is knight c6, bishop c6, I mean knight c6, pawn c6, and not bishop c6, and something like queen a4, just pressuring this pawn. And if he plays bishop d7 or bishop b7, just bringing the rook in and trying to sacrifice the rook for the bishop. And this is something I was calculating, but I could not see anything concrete in those lines, so I decided to keep the knight on the board and I just attacked the queen. I played the knight. I had two options here, just quickly going through this variation. I wanted to go queen a4 first, with the idea that let's just pressure the knight, not allow him to castle here. And if he does something like, let's say, bishop d7, I planned to go knight b5, he had to go queen b8, and then rook d7, a6, rook takes d7, and let's say if he takes this, takes with the king, then I'm just happy. I think I just go something like 94, and the king is in the center, my bishop is coming out to f4, my rook is coming out to d1. This should be good. I just quickly check. Yeah, this is +4. So this was I was happy with. And just if he just takes the queen, I just take the bishop, he takes with the king, and I take the pawn. I have a4 and bishop a3 ideas. His king is still uncastled and unsafe, and my bishops are active. This is also kind of a +1 position. Okay, +0.5, something like that. So these were the lines which I was calculating, but I played knight b4 with the idea that, see, in this position, knight b4, very rarely people will play queen b8, I think, which is the best move here. So I didn't want him to play queen b8, so that's why I started with knight b4 rather than queen a4, because queen a4, queen b8 is kind of forced. So I played knight b4 hoping that he would play some bad queen move, which he did. Queen d8 was an incorrect move. And here
what about knight c6, bro? Knight c6 was
knight c6 was the line which I told earlier, that knight c6 was the most obvious winning line here. It was also +2. I did calculate it, but I kind of missed the point that after queen a4, bishop d7, rook b1, I mean the idea is basically to sack the rook and then play on this dominant position. I just didn't see a good way to proceed here. Something like e5. I mean, I did see this line briefly, but I don't know, I wanted to keep more pieces because I had the attack and I wanted to keep the pieces and put more pressure. So that's why I didn't trade. But on hindsight, that was the best way to go. That was a +2 position and I could have converted that endgame easily. But never mind, he played queen d8, and here I completely miscalculated. I did not calculate queen d8. Like I said in the previous variation as well, I was not willing to trade the queens because I had such a dominating position, and I completely missed the simple fact that after trading he cannot take with the knight because of knight c7, and if he takes with the bishop, I'd simply have knight d6, king e7, and something like bishop a3. This is just completely winning. Rook b1 is coming, he cannot play b6, c6, knight is hanging, he cannot play bishop d7, this is hanging, and it's such a good position that I did not even calculate this because I don't know, somehow a queen trade did not cross my mind. I played queen a4, and here I realized that I made a blunder. I'm not a blunder, I kind of lost my advantage because he simply castled. I did see castle, but I don't know, I underestimated it because I thought I would have rook d1, and after queen a5 the end game is good, but I think I miscalculated a bit. And he played rook d1. By the way, this is still winning. After queen trade, I traded the queens, and here when I was playing queen a4, not the end game which I was seeing was this. After takes, this is what I was looking at, and this is what I should have played. But when I came to this position, I saw knight d6, and I thought I'm winning a bishop pair because either I'll win this bishop or he'll have to take and give up his dark square bishop. So I played knight d6, and I completely underestimated this move g5. And g5 came. I mean, I did see it, but I thought I'll just take the bishop and I should be better. But the point was that my dark square bishop was completely kind of running out of moves. My c3 pawn was weak, and I misevaluated this endgame completely because after bishop e5, he had a lot of ideas here. Bishop I mean, not f6, but still knight c6, and I'll have to play bishop d6, and then his bishop comes out, which is what happens in the game. I played bishop d6, giving up this diagonal. He came to this diagonal, attacked the c3 pawn. I played this, attacking this, he defended it, and then, I mean, this pawn was hanging, and I think the best move here was c4, but I thought something like this would... I'm being very passive here, so I had to play rook c1 to defend this pawn, and I completely missed this as well. Knight d4, he played this instantly, and here everything was collapsing in my position. The e2 pawn is hanging, I cannot take the knight because the rook is hanging, everything was going wrong. So I had to play king f1 just to defend this pawn, and he played the best move here, knight b5. The bishop is hanging, again the bishop is kind of running out of squares, and the c3 pawn is also attacked, and here I knew that I completely messed up, and I was infuriated with myself that I missed such a winning position. I had to play this with the idea that let him take both the bishops for a rook, but he played rook d8, and I thought he miscalculated here a bit, because I think he saw that bishop b4 would trap the bishop, but I think he miscalculated the fact that after a5 I have c4, which is what happened in the game. He took the bishop, I took the knight. He played rook d2, thinking that this pawn is not defendable because I cannot play rook a1, but thankfully I found the only resource here, which is rook c8, king g8 and rook a1, defending this pawn like this. But he again, by the way, here I offered a draw because in the opening position, by the way, he offered me a draw and I declined there. And here I thought it was kind of a draw because opposite color bishops, and this pawn he cannot attack with the bishop, so this should be defended, and if anything I will have some play because rook a6 and rook d6. So I thought this was a draw, but he found this bishop b2 idea with just blocking the connection of the rook and then winning the a2 pawn. I played rook a6 because I have to do something now. He played this, I took the pawn, he took the pawn, and here I played bishop c4 because I was scared of this f5 idea, because then my bishop won't become coming into the defense. So I played bishop f4. This is also fine, this is better for black, but this is also in the drawing margin. He played rook 8 and he played b6, and here I made a critical blunder and I played rook a6 with the idea that he can never push b8 queen, because whenever he does I take and I take the bishop. He takes this pawn, and it's a 4 versus 4 rook end game, which should be a draw with perfect play, I mean normal play. And but I completely missed the fact that after rook a6, b7, after b3 he has bishop d6. I did see bishop d6, but the point was I thought rook a7 was okay, but I completely missed the fact that he could just queen. It was just miscalculation on my part. He played bishop d6, he queen. This is what happened in the game. By the way, it's quickly to show, after b7, in this position if I played rook c6, if he played b7 I could simply play rook c6 because bishop b6 does not win. I play rook b3, and this pawn cannot queen ever. In fact, I think I'm winning here. And if he queens here, I just take and take the bishop. Basically the same idea, to keep the bishop in check, but not from a6 but from c3. So that was the game. After this was just simple conversion. I lost my bishop and then I lost this pawn. I did play till the end game and I was trying for some stalemate tricks, but it did not happen. I resigned the game with a heavy heart because I was so close. I mean, both of us in this whole tournament was so close to winning so many winning games against high rated players, and we flew those games. But वही है, हो जाता है. These are all small learnings which we are taking from this tournament.
It was a tough loss, man. I mean, उसने draw for दिया, तूने draw for क्या? Draw पर ही you had a
I had some chances even in draw. Goals भी depend करता है, but it was unlucky. कुछ भी कह लो कि सही calculate नहीं किया. Maybe it was some nervousness problem. Maybe I don't know. I think it's with experience these things will be okay. So, but not to worry, we're gonna bounce back in our next tournament, which is on November 16th, which is the Skillcraft, which is happening on Delhi. And जितने भी Ansys members हैं यार, मैं बता रहा हूँ, just come to this one. There's no excuse for this. दिल्ली में हो रहा है, आ जाओ. We'll be doing some great stuff together. We'll be like these videos. We'll be also making videos, interviews, and having a lot of fun in the tournament. So do come. And yeah, Nimang, I think for everyone who has been watching the videos and supporting us throughout, I think it's been I mean we felt motivated कि यार जब तुम बोलते हो वीडियो कहाँ है आज की 10 बज गए क्या कर रहे हो वीडियो नहीं भेज रहे, so we feel motivated even after a loss, है ना, लॉस में आते बीटी होती है तब भी हम आके लाइक वीडियो बनाते हैं because we also feel good and we feel good because you also support us and keep watching. So
मुझे
yeah.
पता है ना ब्रो, क्या हो रहा था, सुबह
हाँ
जीत रहे थे शाम को हार रहे थे, सुबह जीत रहे थे शाम को हार रहे थे, तो शाम को हारने के बाद जब वीडियो बनाने का मन नहीं करता था,
बिल्कुल
पहले दिन
हाँ
ठीक था, दूसरे
हाँ
दिन से ऐसे बीटी हो रही थी, उसमें यार व्यूअर्स लिखते थे, काव्य, अजय, मुकुल, सभी लिखते थे, नितिन भी है
हम्म
लिखा, राहुल ने,
ऑलवेज
और
सब हाँ
वो अच्छा लगता है, वो फीलिंग लगती है कि यार चलो शेयर करते हैं, टू शेयर योर विंस एज वेल एज लॉसेस,
डेफिनेटली हाँ
एंड
हाँ ऑन द
सबसे
बोनस
मेहनत
पार्ट,
करते
ऑन द बोनस पार्ट वहाँ के जो मैंने कल बताया था शायद जो सीईओ थे किंगडम ऑफ चेस के, उन्होंने भी हमारी वीडियोस देखी, दे वर आल्सो सेइंग कि यार अच्छी वीडियोस हैं, आई वाज गेटिंग यू नो मज़ा आ रहा था देखने में एंड आई एम वेटिंग फॉर टुडेज वीडियो एज वेल, सो इट फील्स गुड, सो थैंक यू सो मच गाइस फॉर द सपोर्ट and yeah, we'll rock in the next tournament and there'll come a day when we won't be missing those wins and we'll be converting those great games. Yeah,
दिस इज लास्ट कॉल गाइस, कम ऑन रजिस्टर करो स्किल क्राफ्ट के लिए, मैं कह रहा
रजिस्टर करो भाई।
हूँ ऐसा नहीं कि हमारा टूर्नामेंट है,
हाँ
बट मज़ा आएगा,
मज़ा आया,
ग्रेट सेशंस टुगेदर,
बिल्कुल मज़ा
एंड
आएगा।
रिकॉर्ड करेंगे एंड इट बी फन, इंटरव्यूज करेंगे ये सब इससे,
यप
तो आओ ना अपना एक टूर्नामेंट में रॉक करके जाता है,
बिल्कुल
लिंक हम
बिल्कुल
जस्ट फॉर योर ईज
हम्म
टू द प्रोस्पेक्टस एंड ऑल।
yeah, so yeah, that was the tournament guys and on that note let's end the final video. Our climb to the FIDE title, I mean chess title, is still going on. We are making some progress and learning in every tournament, so yeah, see you in the next tournament and see you at the club as well. So जब भी फ्री हो गए क्लब आ जाओ, क्लब ओपन है and happy Diwali advance in advance to everyone, have a great
Happy
year.
Diwali all.
Yeah, see ya, tata, take care and yeah, have fun.